Hello and welcome to Visionary Walks, a subdivision of I Want Second Opinion. This is Dr. Raj Prakash. I am an orthopedic surgeon with special interest in spinal surgery. I Want Second Opinion offers free spinal orthopedic related second opinion service on a Good Samaritan basis. The link to access the service is there at the description box below. One of the common dinner time topics of discussion in our household, especially in the Indian vegetarian setup, is have we had enough protein today? The protein need of a healthy adult is approximately 0.8 to 1 gram per kilogram body weight. So for an average Indian adult, we need approximately 50 to 60 grams of protein. A lot of viewers have asked us as to how we can increase the protein content of the food in the Indian vegetarian setup. In order to cater the needs of our audience, today we have roped in a celebrity culinary expert, Mrs. Mallika Badrinath. The name Mallika Badrinath needs no introduction. She is a culinary expert with over 30 cookbooks in almost 4 languages, and she has nearly 2,000 episodes of television shows over the last 30 years in multiple television channels, both in India and also in Sri Lanka. She is also a recipient of multiple awards. Her accolades doesn't need to be mentioned here. It goes way beyond limits. And also, she runs her YouTube channel, and the link for the same is in the description box below. Ma'am, we are honored to have you here. Please welcome to our channel. How are you, ma'am?
Thank you for inviting me. Whatever little I know, I will share with you.
Absolutely, ma'am. It will be a pleasure. When we were growing as children, we learned the cooking process by reading your books, of course. So to meet you and interview you here is something special for us. So without further ado, let me invite Dr. Priya Prakash. She is my wife. She's an ophthalmologist. To have a chat with Mrs. Mallika Badrinath.
You, ma'am, it's a pleasure and honor to have this opportunity. I've been your ardent follower, madam, and I'm sure many like me would be the same. So it's amazing to be able to talk to you and discuss cooking with you. That's a pleasure and honor. Thank you, madam. How are you?
Yeah, fine, ma'am. Thank you for everything.
Madam, thank you. For Indian vegetarians, the main problem for us is to enhance the protein content in our everyday meal. So can you please give us tips on how to increase protein in our everyday day-to-day meal, please?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, until I wrote a cookbook named Recipes for Diabetics, I didn't even realize that we are taking such a less protein in our diet. When I started calculating for each and every recipe, it has 300 recipes. While calculating only, I realized that we are getting not even 35 grams. Whatever I was taking, I just calculated throughout the day what I am taking. So I found it was so surprising for me. From that time onwards, I started increasing my protein in whatever way possible. Okay, that is from morning a drink to night soup till soup. We can tell everything that is for breakfast or before breakfast, whatever drink we are drinking, and for lunch, how can we increase? For breakfast, how can we increase? Like that, we can keep on doing. So whatever practically I try to do, I think I will be able to share now. Okay.
Very good. So, for example, yes, please, madam. For example, when we do poriyal, it's vegetable, so that's good. So, but anyway, if we increase the protein content in the poriyal, it will be better. So, how to increase the protein in poriyal, madam?
Yeah, whatever poriyal we prepare, there are 2-3 ways I do. One is to add any sundal variety, that is dry legume, which is soaked and cooked. What we prepare as sundal, to combine that with the vegetable. And the topping, whatever the powder we are using, masala powder, I try to incorporate some nuts, spices, and so many other things. Like there are so many oil seeds, no? That is from pumpkin seeds. Like there are so many things, cashew nuts and walnuts, almonds. There are so many varieties, watermelon seeds and all. I prepare a masala using all those things and keep There are so many powders like that I keep, like urad dal and Bengal gram dal with red chilies. I roast, powder it and keep it. Like that hard crab, that is kolle, what we have, that is very rich in protein. No? I add pepper, cumin, and some other ingredients to make it, little more
So you
spicy.
dry
And at the same
roast,
time,
so you
yeah,
dry roast and then you grind it with along the other ingredients.
it is still hot. Add black seeds. To add some pepper, cumin, and different masalas. Sometimes I add ajwain. Sometimes I add that is some other spice. So sometimes I add roasted gram. So each time when we make to make it little more rich, when it is less spicy, we can add more powder. One is
Okay,
by
so you grind it coarsely and then you add it on the top instead of coconut and things like that. Okay,
we
madam.
can add anything. Even for a upma, you can top it. You can anything. If you you are making any masala for your dosa, you can top it. And plain dosa also you can give a topping with little vegetables on top of that. And another thing is soya chunks. We have different types of soya chunks, small, medium, and little big. When I make some greens also, I add soya chunks. And it goes very well with brinjal curry. Like that, each and every time we can make. And again, tofu. Tofu also can be added to any food. So when we add these powders, and either any one of these, and our vegetable, I think that protein increases to a certain extent. When we
That's very
consume one
nice,
cup
madam.
full, yeah.
So you mentioned about tofu, madam. How to make it to our style? Because if we take tofu on its own, it's very bland. So how do we cook tofu to our Indian style, ma'am?
Yeah, I do it in many ways, ma. Tofu. One is like stir frying tofu along with any vegetable. One is broccoli and tofu. I add little pepper and cumin coarsely powder. We can add at the end. Stir fry lightly and then you can add. Yesterday I made one with pepper fry masala. That is onion, tomato, stir fry, and then add the tofu. You have to salt it very lightly. But at the end, I make a pepper fry masala that is with roasted gram, ajwain, and cumin seeds, pepper, little red chili, and all those things I mix. Even roasted gram, that is not only pottukadai, we add peanuts, roasted peanuts.
Peanut.
It's the combination.
Ajwain also dry roast and put it grind or just or sprinkle on top, madam?
Right, and coarsely crushed, powder it and keep it. So we can make different masalas like this. So we can top it for anything. Even you can enrich your dosa, or your chutney, or your sambar, anything. You can increase your dal. Different combinations.
So
you can try.
tofu, you add it at the end, madam, or at the beginning itself to stir fry it?
Tofu has a more food also. It's tasting very good. And I made one chutney with tofu. It is not when it is so slimy. No, what we have to do to add any nuts, that is peanuts, roasted gram, along with that whatever chili and everything, just coarsely powder. Add little tofu at the end. Just blend it lightly. So it mixes. It forms a chutney. You can omit coconut also. You can add tofu.
Wow. Yeah, I haven't heard of this at all, madam. That's very nice. And when do you add in more korambu at the end? Is it like vegetables?
End. Generally, more korambu we don't boil for a long time. So more korambu when we add that. Yesterday I made with greens. Kire also, it has lots of protein. Arakire means in 100 grams we get some protein. And molekire, drumstick leaves. There are so many greens. What is available here? Easily one person can eat 100 grams. Not only 100 grams, 200, 300 also we can consume. So that gives protein. Along with that, buttermilk. What we add as buttermilk for the that has some protein. And whatever I grind, that is coconut, roasted gram, along with cumin seeds, red chili, green chili, and other things. And that roasted gram and coconut, that also some protein. So to increase little more, we are adding tofu. Okay.
That's amazing, madam. Even in a more korambu, we can get protein out of arakira, out of buttermilk, out of pottukadla, and out of tofu. So that's 4 ingredients together in one gravy, which if the household shares, we can at least get 10 grams of protein per meal just out of the more korambu itself. That's amazing, madam. Very good. That with poriyal, which you said, if we top it up with other pulses at the end, that will enhance the protein. The other thing mainly for us is the rice, madam. It's the carbohydrate, which is the, nowadays we opt millet because it's got slightly higher protein content. But again, millet is as never as good as rice. How would you suggest any recipes for millet, madam? That will also enhance the protein a little bit again. It's all together.
I have written 2 cookbooks on millets. One is for ragi and kambu, that is pearl millet, 100 recipes. Another 100 recipes I have given for all the foxtail millet, the small millet, little millet, for all the other millets. I have written one book. It both has 100 recipes. So when I was preparing that, I noticed certain things. We have to classify the millets into 2 groups. One is that is pearl millet, again ragi and jowar. All those 3, it has soluble fiber more and insoluble fiber less. So other things it has insoluble fiber more. So we have to classify into 2. So we are not supposed to blend both together. So this can be different. This is different. But when we prepare a pongal or idli also, I try to incorporate millets. The only thing, we have to soak it for a longer period, and while grinding, you have to grind this first and then add little rice also we need, because this doesn't contain gluten. Again, it is very difficult. That starchy thing is very less, no? So we have to add little bit rice. When you are using 3 cups of millet, 1 cup of at least the parboiled rice we have to add. Okay, another thing is that urad dal part. Whatever we are adding urad dal, I add 10 green. Another way is you can reduce urad dal and you can add soybeans. Soybeans that has to be soaked for a longer period, and then you have to grind it.
Madam, this recipe is very interesting because again, the idli, the major portion is 4:1 rice and urad dal. So can you go through the proportions again? So instead of urad dal, soya bean.
3 cups any millet. Okay, any millet, foxtail millet or small millet, whatever millet, 3 cups when you measure. 1 cup is parboiled rice, but you have to soak it separately because millet needs to be soaked for at least 6 hours. At least the parboiled rice we have to soak for 2 hours or 2.5 hours. With parboiled rice, you have to add 1 teaspoon of fenugreek seeds because fenugreek helps in fermentation and so many other things. Okay, it helps to maintain the pH balance also. And another thing is urad dal and then soybeans. Soybeans has to be soaked for 6 hours minimum. When you are adding soybeans itself, soya is very thick this thing, no? And you have to reduce your urad dal 1/4. But only thing is, while grinding, you have to you can't grind together urad dal and soybeans. First, you have to grind soybeans for few minutes, at least some 10 minutes. Then add your urad dal and then grind it. It becomes frothy, but it doesn't make any difference. It comes out very well. Another thing, when we are using millets, I add little sago. That is because that sago gives that softness to that. So when this is high in fiber, when we cook it, the color also it is less, and when it becomes hot, people don't like. So to make softer, either you have to add rice flakes, a handful of rice flakes, or very little sago, 1 or 2 tablespoons of sago for this quantity. No? It becomes, it comes out soft also. So there are small tips, while you do it, then it becomes very, it is very tasty actually.
So amazing protein rich idli. You've given the recipe for that. That's amazing, madam. You actually made my day. I'm very, very happy about that. Similarly, do you have a tip for pongal, madam? This is another breakfast where it's fully carb. We get tired after eating that. Is there any way to make pongal a bit more protein rich?
Yeah. Generally, what we do pongal, we either use rice and green gram dal. Okay. That is the proportion 4:1, 3:1, each one. One idea is to increase your dal. Like when you are adding 1 rice, half dal. So that adds taste. Another thing is, instead of split moong dal, you can add whole green gram or sprouted moong. Another one is you can use millet and sprouted moong. And along with that, I add greens. Some keerai, sirikirai, arakirai, Malakira, some
Oh,
Kirai.
so Kirai Pongal. Very nice, madam. Kirai, sprouted moong dal and millet pongal.
And I add fenugreek seeds also in so many of my dishes. So because of its soluble fiber and so many, good benefits, health benefits of fenugreek, I add it in everything. Even while cooking dal every day, I add it fenugreek seeds. It gives a better taste to a sambar. You try once, you will be astonished to see it will not have the bitter taste. It adds taste to the dal and soluble fiber, and fenugreek is also very rich in fat. Important to know that even 5 grams when we add, it is very good. So the bitter taste will not come. It has lots of benefits.
Madam, I wanted
And
to ask something. You said that we can add sprouted moong dal in pongal and make it. What other dals or even seeds can we germinate, madam? Because germination is something which enriches the food again. So what else can we germinate?
yeah, generally green gram is very common, and fenugreek sprout I do it regularly. I take
How do you germinate fenugreek, madam? How long should we have to soak it?
you have to soak it for one whole day, 24 hours. You have to soak it. And another thing is you have to wash it 2-3 times after soaking, because it has that little slimy, so you have to wash it properly after soaking and drain it to add colander. And you leave it just like that for another some 1 or 2 hours. Don't touch it. Just keep on doing mixing so that water completely dries up. Then you have to put it in a vessel or whatever this thing you are. Generally for germination, we need air circulation. There should be enough air. There should be darkness. For air circulation, I keep a plate which has some holes. Okay, so the air circulation will be there. And again, there should be enough space for that to grow properly. And the moisture content, when it is more, again it will not turn. So the moisture content should be correct. No need to add water after that. But once it is soaked properly, then you drain it and then you keep it in another 1 day is soaking time, another 48 hours, another 2 days, it will come properly. Okay, that is really very tasty. It will not have any bitter taste. For that salad also, I mix all the nuts, almonds, cashew nuts, what all the nuts I have in the house, pumpkin seeds, melon seeds, all the nuts, and along with that, I add little coconut. No salt, no karam, anything. So you just mix it up and just take a bowl full of salad. It is very good. And the only thing you have to chew it and eat little by little. Generally in our house, I get up very early, 4:15, 4 o'clock. 4:15, I drink my coffee or whatever it is. So by 7:30, I take a salad, any salad. One salad every day. One day moon sprouts, one day biscuits. So both has different combination. I add peanuts also, roasted peanuts also, and sesame seeds and flaxseed also. I try roast and eat. That also I add. Each time different combination. So one bowl full of that, it gives you quite a bit of protein. Okay, because all the nuts we are adding.
What other sprouting do you do, madam? Kollu also can be sprouted, isn't it?
Hot gram can be sprouted, and Bengal gram, that whole channa, that brown channa, that comes out very well. Again, harder the legume, you have to soak for longer period. 1 day or 2 days also. If you are soaking for 2 days, you have to change the water once or twice, and then wash it properly and then sprouting. Again, the sprouting will take 2 or 3 days. For
2 or 3
days. It is
can
very
soya
small.
be sprouted, madam?
No, soya and all, I don't think. I haven't tried, but I don't know whether it will come or not. I haven't tried soya because it is hard, very hard. You can't take it raw even if it is sprouted when it is very hard. All these things, hot gram, and then Bengal gram, whole Bengal gram, that is channa. There are 3 types of channa available. That small one brown, little light brown, little darker brown is there, and then that brown itself has 3 different sizes. But generally, I haven't soaked that Kabuli channa. That I haven't tried. That also can be done. That channa masala, that's only thing, the soaking time differs and the sprouting time differs. So it's not completely like, but we can mix and match. Even you can even steam cook the channa sprouts. You can use it for your hotel and so many other things. But I want to tell certain things to how to increase, from everything I can tell. That is, Korean you said, Colombo. This regularly when we make some drumstick sambar or chowto sambar or carrot sambar, whatever it is, I try to add one sundal variety, like field beans, machai. You cook machai and you can add. Or karamani, you can cook and add. Even chana, when you cook and add, it tastes good. At the same time, it adds, along with tuvar dal, when we add this sundal variety, it adds this thing, or protein content increases. So it is very tasty when you prepare like that. The main thing with the vegetarian diet is very, very difficult, but nowadays we get paneer. Only for vegan, we don't suggest paneer. Instead of that, we take tofu. But another thing is for more kalabu, vegan more kalabu, you can use peanut curd. Okay, peanut curd is very nice than regular buttermilk. Peanut curd.
How to make that? I've never heard of it. What is peanut curd?
You have to soak the raw peanuts for overnight. So next day you grind it with little water and strain it to get that milk, peanut milk. We call it as the peanut milk. Then you have to boil it for some time. You have to add enough water. If you want, I'll share a video. I have done it.
That will be amazing, madam. That itself will be a separate recipe. How to make peanut curd? I've never heard of it at all.
No, there is one this thing. There is a probiotic capsule. We generally give when we take antibiotic, they give one probiotic capsule. We complex with probiotic. Only thing, you just open one probiotic capsule in the peanut the milk when we do it, and when it's lukewarm, you add that, and then mix it and keep. It sets as curd.
Wow, probiotic capsule is available, is it?
Okay. Generally, when you are giving antibiotic, generally doctors will give now what B complex with probiotic. Yeah,
okay.
B complex with
okay.
B complex lactobacillus capsule is there. No, that capsule you open and put. I make millet curd, that jowar and cashew nut together, or jowar and almond together. You can grind, you can prepare, soak and grind, you can prepare milk, different types of milk. Because nowadays I have become, allergic to lactobacillus. That is, I'm not taking milk, I'm not taking coffee, tea, no buttermilk, no curd. So I started taking alternative this thing. At the same time, we have to increase our protein.
You are a source of information and knowledge and all those things. You opened a completely bigger thing to make other curds, which are protein-rich curds. Amazing, excellent, madam. Very nice to hear that.
Oil-free masalas. See, for generally sundal varieties, we use very little oil, 1 tablespoon. But for North Indian masalas like chana masala, and there are so many other masalas we prepare, no? For that, generally we use lots of oil because the base is onion, ginger, garlic, and other things we have to sort it in oil. What I do, I pressure cook. That is, overnight we soak the chana, and next day we pressure cook. Remove that water, add fresh water, and pressure cook. Once it is cooked for 10 to 12 minutes in pressure cooker, open it. After opening, you add onions, tomatoes, and ginger, garlic, and all the spices. What all we put, like chana masala, garam masala, dhania powder, jeera powder, chili powder, salt, everything you add, and amchur also. And once again, pressure cook it for another 2 whistles. Okay. What happens? This onion, tomato, everything gets cooked. But only thing, when the water is separate, after opening, I take a little chana, mash it and add it to that, and then again boil it. Okay. Then it becomes thick as how we need. Without even a teaspoon of oil, we can prepare very tasty chana masala. Like this, I have tried many other masalas also. Rajma also you can cook. Any sundal variety, you can prepare a side dish for chapati and puri. It is very tasty. Once I tried like this, I kept both. One is like fried with the regular traditional method. Another one is without oil. I kept both and I told my children to taste and sell both. Actually, everybody likes it has no oil. Because when we pressure cook it, after adding spices, it absorbs and it has expanded very well. I cook it till it is soft and it breaks.
Mushy.
So when we do it like that, it is very, very tasty. It's all we think when we add oil only, this will be tasty. But no, without oil, it is very tasty. And another side dish generally I used to prepare is 3 different types of dals you can add, like Bengal gram dal, tuvar dal, and green gram or whatever it is. And along with that, we can add 3 different types of greens, that is tea. Okay, you can add even little soya chunks and your ginger or green chili, whatever this thing you what we have to add for the tea, everything together in a pressure cooker, and salt, chili powder, everything. And you pressure cook it for 3 or 4 whistles, or depending upon your this thing, dal, what you have kept. And it everything gets cooked properly. You can add for tadka little bit jeera or mustard seeds afterwards with half teaspoon oil and add it on top. Actually, it's very tasty. When you change little bit, it gives a lots of texture and everything. And
Amazing.
I wrote one cookbook on soya, completely 100 recipes using soya to increase protein. What all we can do, because here we get tofu, regular soya beans, and then split soya, like soy rava also available. There are different ways we can combine it. So even you ask pongal, split soya is available. Using that, we can prepare pongal also. Okay. But only thing you have to boil it, cook it separately, because it takes more time to cook. Like that, you can mix and match so many things. I add even pumpkin. There's a very, very traditional recipe from my grandmother. This thing, you can add white pumpkin and along with soya and rice or whatever it is, like a pongal. It is very tasty. So different varieties.
White pumpkin, soya, and millet or rice. We have to cook them together, is it, madam?
Yeah, there is some spices added to that. I will tell you what. That is again very, very tasty.
Wow.
There are so many things we can change our regular recipes, because it will be boring when you do the same thing again and again. And that tair pachadi, what we call it as raita, in that also I add tofu or paneer. It comes out very well. It tastes very well. Just
do we have to saute it or just fresh, madam? Do we have to saute it a bit?
Brush it with your hands coarsely and add it to your raita. So when you are preparing a raita with whatever vegetable, generally you prepare for biryani or pulao, you prepare a raita, no? For raita, that has curds. And whatever vegetable, generally we add some carrot raita or tomato raita or green peas or mixed vegetable, whatever it is. Along with that, either you can, after adding curd or while adding curd, you can just match little tofu or little paneer, add it to that, and then as usual your mustard tadka or whatever it is, and you prepare a raita. And even if you are vegan, you can omit curd, you can add peanut curd. Okay. So again, it turns out very well.
Amazing, madam. Madam, you've split the day with so many protein dishes: breakfast, lunch, poriyal, sambar, everything, sundal. Evening snacks, everything you've covered.
I want to add one more thing. See, generally we have that sattu maavu, which is very rich in protein. You all know, no? There are combination of millets and that is ragi sprouts and so many other things. That sattu maavu. Many people, they don't want to drink it like a ganji or porridge. For some people they like, but what I do, when I prepare some dosa, I add this sattu maavu 1 tablespoon along with, if it's too ladle full of dosa batter, 1 tablespoon of sattu maavu and prepare your dosa. It is very rich in protein again. And your chapati flour, along with chapati flour, you add just 1 or 2 tablespoons of this sattu maavu. Again, your chapati is very tasty and it gives more protein. I used to do, the chapati and the millet flour together. 80% of wheat flour, another 20% millet flour, different types of millet flour. Before all these things, when I was writing how to increase protein in this flour, what I used to do, I don't buy atta. It is whole wheat flour only I buy. Okay, along with that, we add Bengal gram dal flour. That is kadla maavu. Bengal gram dal flour. And along with that, you add some this millet flour. Okay, little millet flour. And little soya flour. Soya flour also you can add. So when you combine all these things together, actually it adds this. It gives better protein.
Amazing, madam. Chapati also, protein rich chapati. You've suggested the recipe. The other thing is,
Sorry. when
Thank you, madam.
See, when I used to prepare chapati for children, chapati roll or chapati for their school or college when I was going, I used to grate paneer, add it to the flour itself, chapati flour itself, and I use milk and then mix it. Hot milk. Okay.
Okay.
So the milk they get and then paneer they get. So when you add it to the chapati, this thing, it comes very soft. If you want any spices to be added, you can add in that itself, like green chili, lots of coriander leaves, and other things, green chili paste. And there is no need for anything else for the just little ketchup or little pickle, it's enough. No need for any side dish. Like that also you can enrich your regular this thing.
Amazing, madam. Chapati with grated paneer. Maybe I think we can use grated tofu as well to make the chapati enriched. Amazing, amazing. You covered that as well. You were just touching on kids. I wanted to ask that, madam. The smoothies is something which kids like. So, what kind of protein enriched smoothies can you suggest, madam?
Yeah. See, when I was writing that millet cookbook, I tried in many ways. Yeah, drinks, smoothies, and so many. Even Thai pachadi and millet, like that. And any fruit like that. For example, papaya. The colors should be allied colors. Like along with papaya, you can use mango. You can use orange. Okay. If it is contrast color, it will not suit. So any one or two fruits. Along with that, one cooked millet. Again, one badam powder, that is almond powder or cashew powder or whatever nuts powder you have, you can add that to make a smoothie. Generally, for smoothie for myself, I don't use any sugar or anything. Little bit honey just to give a taste. The fruit taste itself is enough. When you want to take it one full and you have to drink very, very slowly. That is important because the saliva has to be better. I do like that. Another thing is that the combination for smoothies and mocktails is very, very important. I can tell you some interesting event. Long before there was a company who wanted me to develop some mocktails for them to have a sales counter there. Like that in US they have some V8 drink, like that they wanted to make some. So when I was trying different combinations, I ended up with a brown color combination, that thing, and I combined everything. Then I found whatever book I write, I found that what is because of the inner thing. We have to use allied colors and one watery vegetable and little bit spice like karpuravalli, vettale, a small piece of ginger, a little spice along with this thing. So when I use pumpkin, along with that, what all we can combine like that. When we combine like that, it gives taste. The color looks nice, and a dash of lemon juice, for the antioxidants not to, oxidation process to reduce.
And it gives vitamin C as well, so it increases the absorption. So that's very nice. Very nice, madam. So you said about cooking the millet, and then we'll have to grind it in the smoothie, is it?
Yeah. Because that millet, only when it is soft, you can consume it. Otherwise, when you roast it and add the powder, it gives some little crunchy taste. Some people like it, but many people they don't like the crunchiness. So when it is soft, it tastes good. Main thing is you dry roast it, it gets a very good flavor, and then you grind it. You cook it, so that adds flavor. When you roast any millet, it gives its own aroma. That's
very nice, madam. Thank you. That's excellent. You've covered so many things, madam. You've covered breakfast, how to enrich idli and pongal. You've covered poriyal, sambar, and then kootu. Obviously, we have sprouted grams, how to do it, sundal, and the one thing is fenugreek sundal, smoothies.
Kootu, when you are preparing any vegetable like snake gourd, like so many other vegetables, we prepare kootu, chow chow or anything. So generally, what we do is we add green gram dal for a kootu. And we grind just coconut, cumin seeds and green chili order. But what I do is, along with green gram dal and this vegetable, I add whole legumes like sundal variety, anything. And that's taramani or cowpeas or whatever it is. Any sundal, you can mix it. Again, you get more protein. And even a Thai pachadi, when I make it with This thing I add little green gram dal which is cooked, and then that also I mix.
Wow. Okay, green grandam cook it and then put it in the pachadi, is it?
Yeah, along with vegetable. It tastes very good. Sometimes
Wow.
I cook along with vegetable. Yeah.
Enriched pachadi as well, and not paneer or tofu pachadi or green gram dal pachadi or raita. So that is a way of enriching that. And then again, you said chapati, how to make the flour more protein rich. You are amazing, madam. You've covered so many things, how to increase protein in everyday Indian vegetarian diet. It's been an absolute, mind opener for me to how to enhance cooking in everyday meal. That's amazing, madam. Thank you so much. I think there is lots. You are a source of knowledge. There is lots and lots to talk. We can talk about other things as well. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge, your experience, and your recipes with us, madam. It has been a pleasure to talk to you and an honor. And I learned a lot, honestly, and hope the viewers also learn a lot from this. Thanks a lot, madam.
At this juncture, we want to extend our heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for being a part of our incredible journey. Your support and engagement mean the world to us. Your subscription fuels our passion to bring you the latest and most relevant information in the world of medicine. So, kindly consider hitting the subscribe, like, and the notification button. Stay informed, stay curious, and once again, thank you for being an essential part of IWSO family.